Good evening, PA Figs here. Just wanted to show a quick video of the devastation that rain causes on the orchard. So I'm out here. We had a pretty good rainstorm from probably about 5 o'clock to midnight last night, followed by humidity and fog. And just to give you kind of an idea of what it does to the figs, you can see here's a, oh, that one just fell off. Here's an example. It just sort of turns them to mush inside, makes them real watery, spoils them. They tend to mold, and they tend to get SWD pretty badly. So SWD has been rampant in the orchard. This morning I was gone for the weekend, so some of the figs got a little overripe with the hot temps we've had, followed up by the rain. It's just a breeding ground for SWD. So you're always at a sort of standstill here, and you want to control the SWD, but you see I'm watering the figs now because it's been 93 degrees today. So if you don't water the figs, the pots just don't hold up even though it rained yesterday. They need constant water. So it's a balancing act. And I find overwatering the pots doesn't really cause the figs to explode or do too much. It's the humidity in the air. When it's very humid to the point of saturation, either from rain, fog, mist, that's when the figs really start to struggle. So, see, I go around with a garbage bag on one side and a bowl with bags on the other, and I'll go through all these figs. And it's a shame. I mean, I would be willing to bet at least, well, that one looks pretty good. I'd be willing to bet at least, I don't know, a quarter of my crop ripened over the last few days. But boy, you can see that, I mean, anything that was close to ripe with that rain and humidity that we got, it just spoiled the figs. So I've got to go through, pick all the figs, and not to mention if they got to this ripeness with the SWD out, they're likely infected. Not a big deal. I'll usually just pop them in the freezer or the fridge for a while. That tends to kill off any potential eggs or larvae, and then they're fine to eat. But the ones that spoil, like even this guy here, you see they get mold on the outside of them, and then they really taste terrible and they spoil very quickly. And spoiled fig is pretty disgusting. So got to go through here and pick these all out, and then wait for the next batch to ripen over the next week or two. Just sort of the life in the orchard here in Pennsylvania. Stuff you have to deal with. You're lucky if you get to eat about a quarter of your crop. So I'm praying for some hot, dry weather. They're calling for rainstorms, but heat over the next few days. If the rain holds off and the heat stays, it should produce a lot of figs and hopefully reduce the amount of SWD we have. And I'll go around and spray some 7 tonight. I'll pick the orchard pretty clean, spray some 7, and then that will hopefully knock back the SWD a little bit. Spinosad I've used in the past. I don't know if you can see the fruit flies all flying around. Most of those insects, I don't know if the camera's picking them up, but those are mostly SWD that have hatched over just the last day. It's a little bit disheartening, but the bags have been working pretty well as long as I get them early enough. If the fig starts to change color, you need to get a bag on it. If it goes past, if it starts to swell and ripen, it's too late. So let me get through here and get the orchard all cleaned up, and we'll get hopefully a few figs out of this. I'm PA Figs. Hope you guys are enjoying some figs.